what's up guys? It's your girl KailaJenice, and today we are going over my foundation routine, my everyday, day-to-day foundation routine, more medium coverage. And if you're interested in this look, keep watching. Alright, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and get the hair back, about the face. I already did my eyes. I just did like a traditional throwback, like 2000s smoky glitter silver eye situation. We're just gonna make sure we moisturize the lips. We don't want to be crusty and dusty and whatnot. For foundation, we're going in with the NARS Radiance Longwear, my go-to, in the shade Santa Cruz. This shade is literally perfect for me, no need to mix. And I'm using the Sephora brush, number 90, the complexion brush, and just blending downwards and out. I just start in the center of my face where I need more coverage and just work my way on out. And if need be, I do go in and add another layer. I used to be a beauty blender freak. But I got this brush on a whim and it's literally amazing. It's just the GOAT when it comes to liquid foundation. And here I'm just adding a little bit more coverage to my cheeks where I have a little scarring. And I'm just gonna blend that on out. And like I said, this shade is perfect, so seeing me go down my neck is just force of habit. Especially when I mix shades, I like to go down my neck a bit, but it's not absolutely necessary when you have the perfect shade, you know? Alright, we're gonna move on to concealer, which I'm using the infamous Shape Tape. My shade is medium. Do the triangle under the eyes, dot the chin, bridge of the nose, you know, a little bit of the forehead, and we're gonna cut the cheeks. And with the Shape Tape, I actually like to let it sit on my skin for a minute and get a little like dry and tacky so it doesn't move too much. And I like kind of blend it from there. So as soon as we get done with this, we're gonna go straight in with the concealer and let this sit for a sec. For concealer, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. In this video, I generally use a stick foundation, but I just ran out and I decided to go back to what I was using before, which was this. And you'll see me going around all the edges of my face. My face is really round, so I'm trying to bring that definition back and bring that double chin back, you see. And I'm just gonna take this contour brush and I'm blending out from the bottom on up. The neck gets really tricky, so I want to still do that while the concealer is wet, so it can like blend more seamlessly. You know, see, go trying to define the jawline or create one more so, the one that I don't have. Moving up along the forehead, and we're just going to try to blend this out as much as possible and push it into the hairline, you know, so it can look more, I mean, not natural, because we clearly don't look natural, but undetectable. Alright, and then we're going to contour the cheeks last. I don't mind if that gets, you know, a little tacky or stays there. I don't want that contour to move too much. We just need it to move enough to like blend. And you want to take your time with face blending. You never want to rush that part of things. Now we're going to go ahead and get the sponge and blend out our concealer. I picked up the wrong one. I like to use a beauty blender for this part. I will use Real Techniques for this part if my beauty blender is not around or I just don't have one at the moment, but I prefer it, given its shape, and just, I don't know, I feel like they're just two different sponges. They're both amazing sponges, but I like to use them for different things. And so I'm just lightly pouncing and moving around the concealer. I'm making sure the beauty blender is good and damp. And I actually take my concealer on out to the temples, like almost straight up to the hairline, because of my face shape. I'm trying to create, you know, bone structure that's not really apparent, given that I have, you know, a fatter face and a rounder face. So we're cutting the face ourselves. So we're having to, you know, take it on back a little extra. And you just want to pounce away and be ever so gentle. And then I'm blending right under the contour, moving a little downwards into the foundation that's there, trying to keep the line clean. And up into the forehead contour a bit. And we're just gonna warm back up the contour, make sure that everything blends seamlessly from the concealer to our contour. You can also use the residue on your foundation brush. I do go in and do that a couple times. And I'm just bringing back that jawline and anything that may have gotten, you know, out of hand with the sponge. And now I picked up the Real Techniques. This sponge has nothing on it at the moment, so a clean sponge, and I'm just, you know, blending everything on over, making sure I get everything nice and good before I start to set, in which I'll use this sponge to set. So I'm setting with the Banana Luxury powder, the OG powder. You know, I can never really go wrong with this powder. And I'm just gonna throw it onto a mixing tray because I like to use a good little bit. I don't know why I was being so shy here. I ended up adding way more than that to the tray. But I go with the flat side of the Real Technique sponge, and I go ahead and cut that contour and get up all under the eyes. And you want to make sure this sponge is damp too. It like helps melt that powder into, it like breaks up the powder in a way and helps it, you know, melt into the foundation. And you see I added a little bit too much here, but I was like, all right, forget it. We just gonna bake. You know, I wanted to make sure both sides are even at this point. All right, and I set a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and then I go to the nose. You'll notice that I didn't do nose contour in the first go round. And because of the way my nose is set up, I actually do my nose contour like right now after I set the concealer. And that's just because it's this weird thing. My nose just sweats a lot all the time. Even when I'm cold, I have this nose sweating thing. I got it from my dad. It's so weird. But I have to like do my nose in layers. And even then, my makeup doesn't stay at 90% of the time. You'll probably start noticing now. But taking this contour brush, and I'm not really sure where it's from. I think it's from Morphe. But I'm blending out this concealer or contour. You'll see me go back over the concealer and then like set again. But this is just the process that I have to go through for my weird sweaty nose. And I don't like to make my contour like too crazy on the nose. Like this was a little OD, so I went back and cleaned it up. But I'm not like crazy about nose contour. If I forget my nose contour, I won't freak out. But my jawline contour, like that's what's important to me. Like I have to do that, or I'm just looking silly. like I said, just going back over my nose a bit, and then I'm gonna blend this on out and then set all over. So now I'm taking the time while I'm baking to go ahead and touch up in my bottom eyeshadow if I need to make it a bit more dramatic, or if I nix it a bit with the concealer and the sponge. I'm just cleaning these lines up, and I like to do this because I have the layer of powder between the bottom of my eye and the concealer. So if by chance I accidentally do have any fallout, you know, that powder that I'm gonna wisp away, like it won't set directly on my face, if that makes sense. It's just like a barrier. And my lips were like really irritating me. They're a bit dry, so I actually took the foundation and powder that fell onto my lips, and I'm just re-moisturizing before I go in and add lipstick. I want to make sure, you know, my lips are good, so I'm just trying to hydrate them as much as I can during this process. So now we are knocking off the powder. I'm slowly knocking it off and fluffing it to the other areas on my face where I didn't directly put powder, and I'm just like gently pressing it into the skin, going down onto the contour, and I'm doing some blending motions down there and patting motions here. And I'm gonna go in with a little bronzer. I'm using a MAC bronzer here. I switch between this and Becca all the time. This one is Give Me Sun. And I'm just going a bit between the contour and the concealer and warming up my face, giving a little bit more dimension and knocking that color back into my face. And then he's already like trying to pull himself up. He stands up really good. That's his favorite thing to do, is just stand and look around. No, he'll like stand like on that ottoman, against that ottoman. He likes to stand up against that one. He'll stand with his toy. He's been trying to stand up in the tub. Just deepening my contour a bit with the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D, if you didn't catch that memo. Alright, now I'm just using the residue from the foundation brush. There's nothing on it, to just clean up any places that I feel need to be cleaned up. And my color needs to be brought back out, and that is where I did the contour. So this blush kit is La Femme, and I'm going with the second shade here just to knock a little bit of color back into my face before I go in with this highlight. And it is mutual with the color I use in my transition shade, so everything's kind of harmonious, you know? See, it just look a little rosy, nothing too much. I'm going in with a nude lip, so I needed to add a little fun somewhere. MAC Fix Plus. You're gonna set the face. And I'm going also in with Urban Decay, but I only do this when I need my face to like stay. And now we're gonna go ahead and take the hair down because we're just about finished. We need lips, lashes, highlight. But before I get into, those are like my finishing final touches. But before I get into adding those lashes, I'm basically fanning out any eyeshadow that I may have nixed up whenever I was going through my foundation routine, and my brows as well, cleaning up the brows. So So for highlight, you can tell I use this a lot, and it's gonna be, you know, I think it's Hustler Baby. That's the side that I use, but I use it literally all the time. It's about time to get another one, but I'm going real lightly because I have shimmer lids, and because I'm doing a gloss lip in a minute, a gloss nude lip, I wanted my highlight to be more subtle, like a glow from within. So I'm going in very light, and I'm also going to press it into the skin. Hitting the tip and the bridge of the nose. Little Cupid's bow action. And now I'm just blending into the skin just a little bit. Now we're hitting the inner corners, and after I put on my lashes and my lips, we're gonna be good to go. And just like that, sis, we are done. D-O-N-E, put a fork in it. We're done. You're smooth, you're set, you're covered. We're all good to go. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm just going to let y'all catch the rest of this slay, okay? Mwah! See you in the next video.